Okay, number 4 on the pretest. Which of the scatter plots shows a negative linear association? Well, our first answer choice shows a positive association, so that would not be it. It is linear because more or less it goes up. Our second one also shows a positive linear association. Our third one, the dots are everywhere. So more or less, that's not a linear association. It might be positive, but it's definitely not linear. It's just everywhere, a no association. So our correct answer would be the last one, and it shows a negative linear relation. It goes down in a straight line when I draw my line of best fit between all the dots. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is a bit tricky. Let's investigate what they're looking for. Select the correct answers based on the graph below. This graph shows the relationship between demand and price of goods sold at a shop. Anna plots the data on the scatter plot and draws a line of best fit to represent the relationship as shown. Okay, this is the line that Anna drew. Is the line that Anna drew in the middle of most of the points? Is that the line of best fit when fit into the middle of all the points? I would say no. This is not the line of best fit because it is not through the middle of the data points. Look at the green line. The green line is a much better line of best fit because it's in the middle of all of these dots and all of these dots. So the green line is the line of best fit pretty much. How can Anna adjust her line to make it be where the green line is? She would need to decrease the y-intercept. Right now, she's got the y-intercept at 1, but most of the dots, the y-intercept would be more at the origin or at 0. And she needs to decrease her slope. Right now, she has a slope almost of 1, but if we decrease it, it becomes less than 1. So the green line would be better. That is a tough one, especially the second part. What can she do to fix it? Remember, we always look at our y-intercept or our b first, and our b is in the wrong place on the blue line. So always remember, look at our y-intercept, our b first, because that's always our starting point, our initial value. That is a tough one. I'm sorry if you missed it. Okay, number 6. Write an equation for the line of best fit of the following graph. Okay, before we write an equation of the line of best fit, we need to look at the line of best fit and decide where that line starts. What part of our equation, y equals mx plus b, is always our starting point? Yes, I just said it in our last problem. It's always b, the y-intercept. And this problem starts at about 100. So our b for y equals mx plus b is going to be 100 because that's where my line starts. Next, we have to find our m. Our m is always our slope. Remember, to find slope, we need to find our rise over run. So we have to figure out, we have a point here and a point here, and we have to figure out how much we are rising and then how much we are running. We're going from our y-axis is counting by 100s, so we're going from right at 200, but not quite to 300. So we need to figure how much we're going up. We're going up less than 100, but how much less than 100? So we sort of have to estimate. We would have not quite 100, so maybe rise 75. But then how much are we running? What are we counting by on our horizontal or our x-axis? We're counting by 5s, and it's not quite 5. It's not quite to the line. So if we said 75 over 4, what would that give us? Okay, I grab my calculator and I say 75 divided by 4, and I get 18.75, which is less than 100. So I have confirmed that my slope has to be 160 over 70, because my only other answer choice was 160. So it has to be, my slope would have to be 160 over 7, which 160 over 7 is 22.85. So approximately 22.9, which is sort of close to 18.75, but is definitely not close to 160. So our only two answer choices that make any sense is the 160 over 7, and we are sure that our B is 100, so we had to choose y equals 160 over 7. Let's see if I can take a look back at our answer choices. Here we can easily see that our answer choice of 160 for my slope cannot be correct. And 160 over 7 or 160 over 7, 160 we've already said cannot be correct, so we have to eliminate our wrong answers. And we can clearly see that my B is at 100, not 100 divided by 7. Not even sure what is 100 divided by 7. it's 14.28, blah, blah, blah. So that answer choice cannot be correct, leaving you with the only answer choice that can be correct. Remember, we always have to start with our B and see where our line begins at 100 and then find our slope. Also, all of these had a positive slope, but definitely make sure you're choosing the answer with a positive slope when you have a positive line. Number 6 was challenging, but you should have been able to reason through it.